Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is a KD7DUG. This is the radio and the garage channel. So I have some SOTA activations coming up. One's tomorrow, and then I have some coming up next week and the following week. So I wanted to make a backup antenna in case I get out there, you know, hiking in a few miles and you get up there and the antenna, something happened and you didn't have the right equipment to actually fix that antenna. So I have a backup. So I made a new dipole, just a 15, 17, and 20 meter linked dipole. It's made out of silicone 22 gauge wire. I got 100 feet on each spool. One's black, red. So one side of the dipole is red wire and the other side's black. I wasn't really worried about getting tangled up, but I just wanted the different sides. So when I'm pulling stuff apart, I know which side's going to which. Silicone wire is great because it just doesn't tangle, and if you wrap it up in a figure 8 on your hand, it won't. You can just throw it out and it just comes all the way out. But I don't even know if you need to do that with a silicone wire. It's not very it doesn't tangle. And the other thing is that you could just use an insulator with a BNC and then do some soldering and get that all hooked up, but I decided just to do I ordered a QRP, guys, 1-to-1 balun. It's like 30 bucks. Comes with the whole kit. Soldered it, wound the ferrite with a wire, and then I soldered everything. That took me, like, I don't know, I would say maybe 35 minutes. It was actually really easy. Just checked all the continuity on the solder, make sure it was good. My goal was just to get, as close as I could to a 1-to-1, slowly trimming. So when I started out on 15 meters, I was way under the 21050 megahertz that I was, kilohertz that I was shooting for, and it ended up being like, I think 19. So I would trim off 3 inches, and that would knock off about 300 hertz off of that. 300 to 400 depending on if I did 3 or 4, and I just worked my way up. So as I trimmed 3, it would move up to closer to 2050, and then I started narrowing it in. As you get closer, start taking less off in terms of length, because you're getting really close. So I just took my time. Just take your time on 15, get it dialed in. On 15 I got down to 1.12 SWR. If I do a little bit of adjusting on the antenna and the pole that I'm using, I can get almost 1-to-1. On 17, I was getting 1.2 on the SWR, and then for 20 meters, I was getting 1.16. And I'll do some close-ups to what I did. I had Anderson power poles on here, and some of them weren't connecting. I soldered and then crimped, and I wasn't getting continuity on one side, so the SWR was going through the roof to like over like 6 and 7 and 9. So I ditched those. I just did a quick search on YouTube. Red Summit RF has a thing in there, linked dipoles, NJ7V. Thanks to Red and Red Summit RF for posting that video, because I ordered some. He had these knife aircraft connectors, and I use those, and they're not bad. I actually like them, and they just disconnect, and then you just knife them back up, and they're really easy to use. So I soldered, then crimped those, and I checked the continuity, and the continuity was great on that. So that's one of the things I did. But yeah, just take your time when you're doing it. You just slowly trim, and just if you have any qualms about building an antenna, just do it, because it's super cheap. I mean, I'm at like 35 bucks. I probably could have just made my own insulator out of some kind of material that's non-conductive, and then got a BNC connector and did some soldering to get those wires hooked up for each side of the dipole. But I just decided to do a 1-to-1 balun to see if I could get better balance between the impedance. So I went ahead and did that. So and I'll throw up some pictures in this video of the measurement I have on the SWR, and then I'll do some quick video of the just what I have in terms of the dipole set up on this 8-meter fishing pole that I picked up off AliExpress. I actually really like this. It's a really great portable, super light carbon fiber expandable pole. Yeah, if you're interested in it, I would, you know, if you're looking at something that's portable, I got a little bit longer length. I just preferred that because I wanted to get 8 meters. I wanted to get this high off the ground as I could. I think I'm approximately like 18 feet off the ground. But yeah, it turned out really well. And I tried it Saturday at kilo 3559, and I made 20 contacts in like less than 40 minutes, and that's the best I've done. I mean, it could have been the conditions too, but usually I'm barely getting enough contacts to activate the park. But I'm pretty happy with this, so I'm probably gonna start with this antenna tomorrow on 15 and 17 and 20, just to get some contacts and see if I can get any DX tomorrow. So I'm gonna pause here, and then we'll come back and I'll just show you what I have going on in terms of how I put this together. All right, so this is a 20 meter link. This is just a link I used. I don't have a 3D printer, but I got these super cheap off of Esti. I think that's what it is. Sorry if I said that wrong. Then I have these Night Eyes plastic clips, and then I just have paracord. So this is approximately 10 feet. So you need the when you're doing the SOTA's antennas, you got to make sure that you put in the length of the rope that you're using for your when you do the calculations. But that's the first. This is a 20 meter link, and this holds in there really well. There's nothing on here. I haven't decided really what to do with this end to keep it in here, but I might use a zip tie or something just to hold that down. And then if I come up here, just follow that up right there. So that's where I have the carbon fiber pole, and then I'm just coming up, and then it's coming up over here, and then it's going into the QRP Labs 1-to-1 balun up there with a coax in the center. And then we go down this way, and let's walk over here. And this is just where I was doing the SWR measurements on the Rig Expert to check. But let me pull one of these down here, which is nice. I can just pull this down. So those are those knife connectors that I got from NJ7V from his just searching really quick to look for different connectors. And what you can do here is just disconnect it. I can disconnect the wire from here and just run it up through here and take the whole link out, pull it out, and just label this, you know, this is the 20 meter link. And I can do the same for the 17. But these hook together really well. I like them, they're strong. I mean, Anderson pole connectors are good too. I'll probably end up making another one in terms of just to see how it works with the Anderson pole. So that's just a printout. You saw it before. I didn't really go into it, but when you're at the website, you just want to put in the height of your mast, or how high it's going to be, the rope length, what I was just mentioning. I have 10 feet on each side to give me that inverted V. And then I'm using just these not plastic, these aluminum stakes, tent stakes, to I put in like 6 inches for that. And it gives you the calculation and what you need to cut in terms of the wire. Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot more wire than you need to use. But you know, you just want to take your time. I mean, the worst thing to have happen is to have yourself, you know, you don't want to cut it too short, because then if you're over, you don't want to add wire onto the wire you've already cut. So yeah, just take your time. Like, it's probably depending on what your setup is, but for me, I was like at about 300 to 400 hertz per every 3 inches that I would take off of each end as I worked my way up to that 14050 for the CW range, for the frequency, the operations that I want to work in. So I'm happy. You know, I'm at, you know, 1-to-1, 1.1, 1.2, and 1.1 on, you know, 15, 17, and 20 meters. So, yeah, thanks for watching. It's nothing special. It's just you know, I suggest make your own antennas. I mean, just do it. I know a lot of people do. There's probably a lot more videos that go way in more detail than I am, but I just wanted to share that. I'm going to share some of the gear and some of the things I put together in terms of batteries and how I label them. I've been labeling batteries, and I'll talk about that. But yeah, till next time, appreciate it.